Today we're going to take a look at Orochi. Orochi in For Honor is, well, technically not a good assassin right now due to his attacks being a bit predictable, but still doable a little bit. Orochi is a difficulty of hard and is agile and more of a counter-attacker. Today I will break down what I know about Orochi to help you understand Orochi a bit more in For Honor. Let's get straight into it. Alright, so we're going to be taking a look at Orochi here. So the first thing I'm going to go over are the lights and heavies for Orochi. Orochi's lights, if we do them regularly, are 10 damage on all sides. They cost 9 stamina. Now, what you can do with Orochi's lights is that you can also do a double light on one side. This is all for each side too. So if I go over top, basically on that second light, it'll do 4 extra damage, which will make it 14 overall. Now, the heavies are a 2-hit chain, like on all sides. Now for top heavy, there is an unblockable heavy, so if I go for top heavy again, it does around 30 damage. And of course the sides, of course, they're going to be 22 and 28 on both sides. Now if you were to combine them both, which you can go for light on one side and go for an unblockable heavy if you want to, or you can go light into another heavy, or light into another heavy if you want to. You can do that. You can really do that if you want to with Orochi. Alrighty, next we're going to be going over Orochi's dodge light attacks. So the first one is Riptide Strike, which is the backstep light. So of course you hold back on the left stick and press A and right bumper, which is the light button, and you'll basically get that light, which of course it does around 13 damage and costs 9 stamina. Now the thing about the backstep light for Orochi is that it honestly is predictable. It really is. I honestly catch some Orochis whenever they throw this light out. Sometimes I'll catch them. Now the only thing is that if you throw an attack out and they go for that backstep light, then yeah, you're honestly just going to take that damage. However, you can definitely bait some Orochis that tend to go for this light. So if you throw a heavy in Orochi and they go for it, you can actually parry that light. It's easy to parry. I mean, it's a light that is backstep, and of course if you want to practice against an Orochi bot here doing this, you can definitely do that if you want to. But Riptide Strike is one move that is honestly really useful sometimes, but it's also a risk, so you want to be careful. Alright, the next light attack that we have is Lightning Strike, which is the front forward light attack. You just move forward with the left stick plus A and then do right bumper, which you'll do that light attack. This light is also very predictable in Orochi's kit too. I mean, you can be annoying if you want to and do this, but in the end, you're going to end up getting parried or blocked. That's the only thing about this light. It's like, it's readable. It really is. It's very predictable. Not readable, but predictable. And sometimes the only way you can just see an Orochi going for it is if they move forward a bit. If they move forward, they're going to possibly go for the light. If they don't, if they go for this light, just be ready to parry it, honestly. But still, the light can be beneficial if you're wanting to play with Orochi. You can definitely use it as a way to just go for something like this if you're wanting to go for that bash that Orochi has, which I'll go over later a little bit. You can definitely use the front forward dodge light as a way to be a bit aggressive and be a bit annoying with Orochi and go for something like this if you're wanting to. But in my opinion, I would honestly just use it cautiously. Don't use it too much. Just use it when you want to be a bit aggressive. Next is Zephyr Slash. Now Zephyr Slash is Orochi's undodgeable light attacks. Now they do 12 damage on both right and left and cost 9 stamina. The thing about these side dodge light attacks here is that they are undodgeable, which is really good. So if an opponent decides to dodge your attack, then you'll basically catch them. You'll still catch them if they dodge it. So it's undodgeable. But the only thing is that with these lights, they are also very predictable too. So if you decide to spam them, which I highly suggest you do not spam them. Please do not spam these lights. They don't spam them a lot. Then the opponent is just going to read those lights and they're just going to parry all these lights or block all these lights. So you just really want to use it at a time when someone decides to dodge. That's pretty much what I would say. It's like whenever someone's dodging your dodge light attack, which of course if you're dodging the dodge light attack, then you're honestly crazy, but hey, then you'll pretty much get some damage off if they decide to dodge your light attack. Alright, next we're going to be going over Orochi's bash, which is called Dust Devil. Now you can move forward, press X, and that's pretty much how you do Dust Devil. Just move forward, plus A, press X, and then you'll get Dust Devil like that. Now if you do connect Dust Devil, you'll basically get a light right after, which is honestly really good damage afterwards, 13 damage on all sides. Now the one thing that I would tell you guys is when using this move, when using this bash for Orochi, the only thing is that some people will try to watch for that bash. They will. Sometimes they will. And I've had it happen multiple times whenever I play duels or whenever I play in brawls. I'll have some people dodge the bash and then I go for a light and then they light parry me. So you got to be careful when doing this bash sometimes. What I would recommend for anyone that is like new with Orochi, going for like Dust Level here and then you connect this, go for a heavy right after. I would honestly highly suggest you go for a heavy. But let's say this, if you go for the bash here, you go for light, yeah, they're going to parry you, okay? So if you do whiff that kick and everything and they dodge it, I would say go for a heavy right after. It would honestly be really good. And sometimes it'll catch your opponent off guard. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. If they parry it, I mean, they parry it, and then yeah. But if not, then you can go for like a GB or whatnot and possibly get some more damage off. But it's best that you go for the heavy after that bash. If they do dodge the bash, go for a heavy. But overall, the bash itself is not that bad. It's really good for going for your mix-ups. If you wanted to go for some mix-ups, just be a bit aggressive and be a bit annoying, you can definitely do that. Next move we have is Storm Rush. Now, Storm Rush, of course, you move up with the left stick plus A and you hold down the right trigger, or heavy if you're playing on any other platform, and you basically are in the stance, which will pretty much have you in the Storm Rush stance and whatnot. Now, on all sides for the Storm Rush, it's 17 damage on all sides. Now, the thing about the Storm Rush, it did get nerfed, of course, a long while ago. The sides, they would be undodgeable, but they're not. The top is the only one that's undodgeable. Which, of course, if you're playing against an Orochi that decides to spam on top, you can just block it or you can just parry it. I mean, I would practice just blocking the Storm Rush if some Orochis are spamming it. But in my opinion, I wouldn't spam the Storm Rush a lot. I mean, with the undodgeables gone, you basically have nothing to worry about. So if you dodge the Storm Rush here, you can possibly dodge it. You don't have to worry about getting hit if you're trying to dodge it. So yeah, but the Storm Rush, still a really good move. I would recommend that you practice with it first. Practice just getting into it. And of course, if you want to, you can definitely use the Storm Rush in your own mix-ups in a way, just to mix it up and just catch some people off guard. All right, so we have Orochi's deflect here. Now, the deflect itself does around 18 damage and costs 9 stamina. You just want to move into the opponent's attack and then press light right after. And that's how you do the deflect. Just moving into the opponent's attack and then press light. That's Orochi's deflect. Alright, next I want to go over Orochi's zone. You just basically press both light and heavy to go for the zone. And the zone itself does around 11 damage. It's not bad. It's just, I wish they would kind of buff the damage for Orochi, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I just wish they would buff the damage for the zone. Now, the zone, I would personally recommend using the zone as a way to mix it up and like, finish your opponent off if they're very low, or just go for a different mix-up. So, just go for the zone if you want to go for a heavy, or you go for dash, feint the unblockable heavy and go for a zone. You can do something like that if you want to. Just make it a little bit stylish. That's pretty much what I see the zone a little bit. It's a little stylish. That's what. But that's just me. That's just me, honestly. I personally just use the zone to finish my opponent off if they're very low, and use it for my own mix-ups too, to just chip away a little damage if I want to. And this is Orochi's running attack. It does around 18 damage on top, and you can follow up with a light right after, which will give you extra damage. Next, I'm going to go ahead and just show a little bit of punishes for Orochi. These are going to be easy. These are just going to be basic punishes. Let's just get into it. Alright, so for a light parry, go for heavy and light. Heavy and light. It'd pretty much be 26 damage. Alright, so after a heavy parry, go for zone and go for light. Or if you want to, after a heavy parry, you can go for double light. Now, after a GB, go for heavy and light. For wall throw, I go for heavy and light. Alright, so that's pretty much going to do it. These are just basic punishes. Now, if you want to look at more of Orochi's punishes, I will leave the For Honor information hub down below in my description. That way you guys go check out more of the punishes for Orochi. Alright, so instead of just going over all the feats, since I did do all the feats for Orochi before, I'm just going to go over the feats that I pretty much take for Dominion and explain why I take them. So, of course, if you want the information hub for all the Feats and Gearperks too, I'll leave the information hub down below in the description, but let's get straight into it. For the first one, I am taking Bounty Hunter. This is a passive. You gain health and stamina when you kill another hero. I want to be able to gain some health back and also gain some stamina back whenever I kill another hero. So I'm basically going to be taking Bounty Hunter to gain that health back. For the second one, I take Executioner's Respite. It's a passive. When executing an enemy hero, you gain an extra amount of health based on the execution's duration. Look, I want to be able to gain as much health as I can, so whenever I'm executing somebody, I'm going to gain back some health. And of course, with Bounty Hunter, it will gain me some health and stamina too, but I also want to gain a little bit more health too, extra amount. And for the third one, I'm taking Longbow. Is you fire a longbow for moderate damage. Of course, this will deal a lot of damage, not just moderate, but just a lot. But that's why I'm going to be taking Longbow, just for that extra DPS damage, really, with Orochi, just to do extra more damage to the person if they're very low. And for the final one, I'm taking Aerostorm. Is an aerial attack that deals medium damage in multiple areas. I mainly use Aerostorm to clear minion lane. That's literally why I take Aerostorm, just to clear minion lane. If it's filled up with minions, I'm just gonna take Aerostorm and clear that minion lane out. Now, if there's a whole group of enemy heroes, like say on point B or point C, depending on the map, then you can definitely use Aerostorm to kill the enemies and to kill the minions. But yeah, these are the feats that I take in Dominion. Again, it is up to you, whichever feat you want to take. I pretty much think this is what I just really take. If you want to take Kunai, you can definitely take that as another alternative for tier 2. It deals low damage. So if the opponent's very low, you can definitely take this one to kill them very quickly. You also have Sharpened Blade for tier 3. It just deals low damage over time, really. And of course, you don't even have to take Aerostorm. You can take Nail Bomb. Of course, it's a trap that deals bleed damage in an area of effect. It deals a lot of damage. It really does. And you can also take Fear Itself if you want to do extra damage just to the opponent. All right, so here we go, guys. I'm going to go ahead and just talk about the gear perks for Orochi. Here we go. For the first one, we have Gale Storm. Upon hero kill, gain 20% movement speed for 10 seconds. For the second one is Devour. Upon execution, heal an additional plus 10 health. For the third one, you have Early Reaper. Upon spawn or when revived, first attack deals 30% more damage. For the fourth one, we have Endurance. When gaining a renown level, receive 3% stamina cost reduction. For the fifth one, we have Survival Instinct. When in critical health, gain 25% stamina cost reduction. For the sixth one, we have Crush Them. Upon hero kill, your next attack deals 30% more damage. And for the final one, we have Headhunter. For each unique player / bot hero executed, it increases the max health by 4. That is going to do it for today's video, everybody. I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video on the Orochi. Orochi and For Honor right now, to me, he's just not in a good spot to me. I mean, really just his entire kit is very easy to read. And for some parts of his kit, mainly the lights, the heavies a little bit. Well, the lights mainly from those undodgeable lights, they're easy to see. They really are sometimes, and that's what kind of sucks with Orochi. Even in Dominion, like, you can't even really do like a bit of externals with Orochi as much. I mean, Orochi of course is an assassin. He's not built for externals, but still, whenever I was faced some of those Orochis that would just external the most, they were honestly monsters and everything in Dominion. But honestly, he's just in a bad spot right now. Hopefully he gets a buff in the future. I'm not too sure. But what do you guys think about Orochi in For Honor? Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Orochi. And I hope this guide did help you understand Orochi as well. And I also want to say thank you guys so much for supporting the content big time on this channel. I enjoy all the support. Thank you so much, my community, for always watching these videos and also giving feedback in the comment section below on what I need to do too when it comes to these characters as well. I appreciate all the support from you guys big time, from my subscribers, everyone else in the For Honor community. But with that being said, guys, I'm TheGamingRaptor. I will see you guys in the next video. Like, share, and comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, guys, peace out.